Chartered flights are finally coming to the WNBA. Chartered flights has been a talking point for the WNBA for a long time now. The WNBA has been in existence since 1997, and ever since then, WNBA teams have flown commercially during the regular season. The league typically does not allow teams to charter flights on their own because it would their thought process is that it would kind of create a competitive advantage for teams who aren't able to afford it, i.e. teams that are not owned by billionaires. Talking to you, Josiah of the New York Liberty. This year, the WNBA has decided to make a change and make chartered flights a thing for all teams. Well, this year, the WNBA has announced that they are adding chartered flights for all playoff games, as well as back-to-back games during the regular season, which is around, I think, 5 of those games. So this season is going to be the first season where a significant amount of players and teams are able to take advantage of chartered flights. The league will pay for the chartered flights, and it's going to cost them around $4.5 million to actually pay for all the flights. And this is huge news for the league, especially because there's a lot of folks who have been really pushing for this for a very long time, and I'm sure they're very happy with the news. Last year, there were chartered flights, but the only people who received the chartered flights were the visitor team in the Commissioner's Cup game, as well as the 2 teams that were playing in the WNBA finals. So they were the only ones that were able to take advantage of chartered flights last year. And now there's going to be a lot more folks. In a conversation with the AP, WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert said, "It was something I've been working on since I came into the league. It was never coming up with the money for 1 year, but creating a sustainable model for the charter program to continue in perpetuity. Once you do it, you have to do it every year." And she's right. I think the WNBA has been very smart about not going full force into chartered flights because she's right. If you're going to start something, you have to continue it. And money is definitely a concern for the WNBA. The WNBA, according to various reports, has not turned a profit. And teams are losing money. Not all teams are losing money, but there's a significant amount of teams that are losing money. And as the league wants to continue to grow, you just have to be smart about things like chartered flights, and making sure that if you're going to start this, you're going to need this money to continue to flow and increase in order to continue to do stuff like this. So again, as I said, it's $4.5 million is the estimate for this year for the charter flights for both all the playoffs as well as those, I think it's like 5 back-to-back games. And that's great. That's been solved. Chartered flights for a couple of teams, for a couple of games. Now the question is, how will the league handle the Brittney Griner situation? So conversations about Brittney Griner's travel arrangements are still under wraps. WNBA center Brittney Griner is back in the league after a lengthy 9-month imprisonment in Russia. Brittney was detained when Russian customs officials said they found vape canisters with cannabis oil in her luggage. She was then arrested before eventually being released in a high-level prisoner exchange between the U.S. and Russia. So Brittney Griner is back in America. That is awesome, but there are some significant concerns when it comes to her security with travel. And regarding Brittney Griner, Commissioner Engelbert said, "We've been working with Brittney and Phoenix since she signed. We have a very good plan, but I'm not going to share more specifics." Before we wrap up, just want to go over chartered flights one more time. Right now, it costs WNBA franchises around $150,000 to fly commercially. If they decided to charter all flights for an entire season, that would be around $2 million per franchise. That's quite a bit of money for a league that is still trying to garner more fans, and in return, garner more money. So yeah, I've talked about charter flights coming to the WNBA in a more robust fashion. But let me know, what do you guys think? Do you think that the league can eventually get to a point where chartered flights for an entire year is actually possible? Do you think that the league should actually care about trying to do that? Also, do you think that chartered flights should happen for the whole season? Should that happen before expansion, or should that have to happen after expansion? So I am of the belief that expansion should be the number one priority for the WNBA, and that when expansion comes, as long as you're picking the right markets, you are going to get way closer to being able to financially be able to afford charter flights. So my example for that is, look at the NWSL. The NWSL had a couple of new teams, new expansion teams. You have Angel City FC and you have San Diego Wave. Both of these teams are like leading the entire league in terms of attendance, and they're brand new teams. And so I think it's primarily because like the ownership group and also how they're marketing these teams. The WNBA could do something similar. The WNBA can pick certain markets that are willing to support women's basketball and that have sort of a built-in fan base there, and really have that drive future revenue growth for the league. And then eventually you're able to get stuff like all season long charter flights. Well, that's my thoughts, but what are yours? Let me know in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. And if you can please like and share this video, and also subscribe to this channel if you want more info about the WNBA, women's college basketball, and also whatever else other random things come in my head. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, bye.